Economics 101, we have your new teacher, Mr. Mohammad Zabi. Hello, Zabi.
Demand. What's demand? Demand is the amount of good.
Loudly, we can't hear you.
Demand is the amount of good will be bought at a given price over a period of time. For example, having 3 million and willing to buy a house which costs that much or less. Demand means wanting a good or a service that you can afford.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Supply. Supply is the amount of good that sellers are prepared to sell at a given price over a period of time. Having, for example, having 10 houses to sell each for 3 million in 3 or 4 weeks time. So supply is basically the good or service getting sold. Factors that affect demand. 1. Price. When P goes up, demand goes down, and vice versa. That's that true?
Okay.
If P changes, other factors will remain the same. Number 2, price of other products. When the price of beef goes up, for example, the demand for pork will rise. Number 3, the change in population. If a lot of babies are born, demand rises when the piece of products used by babies. Or advertising. If there are good advertisements for a certain product, which is okay, many people certainly will buy that product, so demand rises. And there's many different ways. The demand curve. Demand curve in economics is a graphic representation of the relationship between product price and the quantity of the product demanded. It is drawn with the price on the vertical axis of the graph and the quantity demanded on the horizontal axis, with few exceptions. The demand curve is delineated as sloping downward from left to right because price and quantity demand are inversely. Supply curve. Supply curve in economics is a graphic representation of the relationship between product price and quantity of product. That a seller is willing and able to supply. Product price is measured on the vertical axis of the graph and the quantity of product supplied on the horizontal axis. Housing market. This market is very sensitive to small changes. This is because it is something everyone needs at once. Some factors that affect the demand of housing either in a minor or major scale. Now I'll briefly explain some of those key factors. Some of the number 1, increase or decrease in the consumer's income. When the income is affected negatively, therefore becoming less, the quality of housing or the demand for higher priced housing decreases, or the other way around, as the population decreases. This affects the demand for housing because the more people there are, the more houses or some sort of living is needed to fulfill those needs. Trends. If suddenly becomes a fashion or trend to live in an inferior type of housing, meaning the quality of living has increased. People who are able to afford an inferior quality of living will go for it. Supply for housing. The supply of houses or the availability of either inferior or normal style of living will mostly depend on some key factors that can change. The amount of housing will stay released or available for the public. I will now quickly go over those factors. Key factors that affect supply. 1. Prices. If the house or housing sells for a high price or not, if people are willing to pay a lot for them, more and more real estate developers will build more to fulfill those needs. Number 2 of suppliers. The number of companies that make the houses or release housing for the public increases, that means there are a lot of available houses, and this means there is excess supply because more supply than the amount of people who want houses.